Starting a group home in Virginia for a nurse or healthcare professional is not just a power move, but by many would be considered a boss move. Truth is, long gone are the days we could just wait on opportunity to come our way. We must go out and create opportunity for ourselves. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to successful entrepreneur, healthcare consultant, and registered nurse Ernest G. Flagg himself.
Okay, welcome. I am Ernest Flagg, Nursing and Behavioral Health Services. Today we will focus on Virginia. Once again, we're going to talk about some specific pieces in Virginia and look at the checklist. We're going to look at Virginia's checklist for licensing a group home or residential facility, residential home for DD and ID populations in Virginia. Virginia is one of our top states. We love Virginia because it has a relatively clean process. It's very detailed, but it's not as convoluted as some states like I want to say New York, definitely. I'll say I'll say Georgia, definitely convoluted for no reason at all. But even those states we can circumvent as well. So here, our website is NBHSLLC.com. Again, it's NBHSLLC.com. Our focus is licensing and certification of personal care businesses nationally. That's about 30 plus business models that we actually support. A lot of them. That's a lot. Your small nursing homes, home care, home health agency, durable medical equipment supply company, your adult day program, and a whole bunch of others. Check out our website, seek out consultation. We have specific counsels unique to the business models that we support. If you do not see your business interests on there, give us a call and we will definitely help facilitate that, because all of the counsels are not listed. Okay, I'm actually scrolling through. We'll cover policies and procedures at another time, but right now I want to cover the checklist because people have been calling us and asking us some crazy kind of questions. Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? Is this such and such? Is that such and such? And a lot of that can be clarified by simply going back to the attachments, the necessary attachments that have to be included in the application, with the application. Number one is the completed application form. Okay, and what I want to say about this, if you look at Section 35 of Chapter 105-40A, you will get details and clarity from the state about the completion of the application. So definitely always refer back to the chapter and the regulations corresponding to that particular document. That's if you're going to do it yourself. Our focus is on supporting you if that's the case, by either developing your policies and procedures or one of the various packages that we offer that range from development of your policies and procedures to forming your company, to marketing packages, which include your commercials, your website, social media accounts, a number of different things, zoning support we offer, floor plans, site plans, and a host of other supportive elements as well. We do cater to those people who can't do it or don't want to do it, who don't have the time to do it. Number two, applicants' proposed working budget for the year. This does not have to be prepared by an accountant, but you definitely want this proposed budget to be very detailed, because the level of detail you put into this working budget for the year is an indicative of your thought process, your knowledge base, and your understanding of the workings of the group home model, that DDID group home model that you will be putting together. Further detail and that you'll be putting together, and as well running every day, operating every day. So you need an understanding of, the necessary funds coming in that will be going out, and it should be done by an expert. It should be done by an accountant. Ideally, it'll be done by an accountant or a firm that has a grave understanding of this particular facility or business. If it is done by an accountant, I would suggest that it be done by an accountant who, I don't know how to say this. I'll put it this way. Not all accountants understand this industry, and not all attorneys understand this industry. This is a very unique and special situation. So even if you have an accountant, an attorney to help you or support you, the real intricate workings of this is not necessarily going to be understood by an accountant or an attorney, because an accountant or an attorney, because the average accountant and attorney, again, does not understand this industry. Again, refer to the section. Refer to the section and chapter. Section 35, Chapter 105-40A let me pull this up a little bit. Further details on that budget. And that budget should really take into account some things like, your staffing. It should look at taxes. It should look at other operating expenses that are unique to a group home that typically are not in the average budget. And there are some operating expenses that are and expenditures and income and revenue that's unique to actually a working budget for a group home. Number 3, evidence of financial resources or a line of credit sufficient to cover estimated operating expenses for 90 days. Refer to Section 35, Chapter 105, Subsection 48, 48.2, and 210A, because there's relevant information again on this particular piece as in the rules and the regulations. So I'll give you an example. So either you're going to do a line of credit, or you're going to show a bank statement with some monies in it or some earnings in it. And this is very critical, because you may or may not get paid. They may place a client in your home. You may or may not get paid for a month, 3 months for that client. That can happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I've seen it happen. It has happened to me. It happened to me recently. I'm still waiting on about $15,000 right now from services we've rendered several months ago. So what else I want to say about that? Your name typically needs to be on the document associated with the funds, or your company name. It needs to be 30 days. So if your expenses if your operating costs, if your budget is about, let's say your budget is $200,000, operating expenses, $150,000. Hypothetical model. 30% of that is $45,000. So that line of credit needs to look like $45,000, or the funds you have access to needs to be right around $45,000 in the form of a bank statement. You need to have that money available, because if they place a client in your home, or they place a client within your business or your home care agency, what will happen is services need to start right there that day, not a week or a month from now. Okay. Number 5, description of the applicant's program that address all requirements, including admission, exclusion, continued stay, discharge, termination criteria, and a copy of the program schedule, description of all services and interventions proposed, and refer to section 35, chapter 105, subsection 40, chapter 105-40, subsection B3, and 580C, section 570 for further clarification of the rules and regulations relating to number 5. Now, a lot of times we have clients that are calling us, or potential clients that are calling us. We submitted all our policies and procedures and everything. And I'll ask them, I said, where you get the policies and procedures from? They said, oh, we bought them off the internet and the state wrote us, and they slammed us on it, talking about we didn't meet this, we didn't meet that, we didn't meet this, and we're lacking that. And we need you to help us. It ain't gonna happen. It's not going to happen because we typically do not get involved in fixing other people's stuff with other people's program materials. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because it's not going to give you what you need to run your facility. It's not going to give you the level of knowledge and the specific elements to run the day-to-day affairs of your program. It won't survive the state coming out because keep in mind, you submit minimum standards, but when the state comes out to your facility or your home, they're going to be looking for all of your policies and procedures to be in place. Full set of your policies and procedures to be in place. They will be looking for them, okay? And if they are not there, it will be problematic, okay? If they are not there, it's going to be problematic. I'll tell you that much. And so we just, recommend that you come through us directly from the first time around. Stop buying those policies and procedures off the internet because people don't stand behind them. And what I mean by that is once the state write up 50 to 80 and 100, I've seen 103 citations on your violations or non-compliance elements on your program material. That's a lot. That can take a lot of time to correct. And it's almost better to write a policy from scratch and go through that process than to be trying to fix somebody's garbage. The applicant's record management policies addressing all requirements of the regulations, specifically see minimum standards over here at section 35, chapter 105-40, and section 390, and section 870A, subsection A, record management policy. And that's a critical policy. That's a critical policy element. How records maintained, handled, ordered, viewed, who has responsibility to see them, where are they maintained at. This is a thorough policy here. And these are minimum standards. So when you go here, go to the rules and regulations, keep in mind those are minimum standards. They are not in totality what a policy should consist of. So you can't go to this section, cut and paste it into a Word document, slap your information on top of it, and call it your policy. That stuff takes time. It must be written, operationalized in a manner that can be understood by the employees, have sanctions in it for non-compliance. There's a lot that goes into the development of a policy. I'll say that much. Number 8. Resumes of all identified staff, particularly service director, QMHP, QDDP, and licensed staff required for the services. So if you're doing a personal care home or a group home, then you definitely need a QDDP and a service director in place. And you're going to likely need an agency nurse because who's going to oversee who's going to oversee the individuals in the home? A lot can go on between now and today and the next time, between this month and the next time between today, and the next time they see their doctor. A lot can go on and you will be responsible for it. There could be some acute issues going on or some new scratches and bruises on the individual that you need to know about, that you need to address before they go to the doctor and it turns into an incident report. Copies of all position job descriptions that address the requirements, position descriptions for case management, ICT, PAC services must be addressed must address the additional regulations. See subsection 35, chapter 105-410. For your primary positions like your QDDP, your service director, your agency nurse, you definitely, and your direct care worker, you definitely want to put together an employee package, have, detailing all of their credentials, have an application, a signed application on file from them, and as well, all of that's going to be critical in the application process. So start working on all that right now. Who will be the key people in these positions? Evidence of the application's authority to conduct business in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Let me back up a minute. Going back to number 9 and 8, make sure these individuals can pass background checks. Okay, I've seen where nurse practitioners couldn't pass the background check. I've seen an RN couldn't pass. I've seen physicians not being able to pass the background check. All right. And anybody you have on your documents listing as ownership interest, will also be subjected to a background check. Number 10, evidence of applicant's authority to conduct business in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Generally, this will be a copy of the applicant's state corporation certificates. These are your LLC papers, your articles of organization, okay? A certificate of occupancy for the building where the services are to be provided, except home-based services. You got, you're doing a group home or a home care agency, you need to be in there. You need to make sure you have the right to be in there and that business can be run within that business legally, within that building or structure legally. Number 12, a copy of the building's floor plan outlining the dimensions of each room, definitely necessary for a group home, current health inspection and current fire inspection for residential services serving over 8 people, if that be the case. All copies of service descriptions, policies, procedures, and forms should have page numbers, headers, or footers indicating the date it was created and revised. That's key. You don't put that there. You're telling them right now, I didn't read y'all stuff. And that's an indication right there of your thoroughness, managerial skills, capacity to follow instructions as well. And it makes a statement about you. So again, I'm Ernest Flagg. Check out our website, NBHSLLC.com. That's Nursing and Behavioral Health Services is our company. Let us help make your business dream a reality. Let us help start moving you toward financial independence, helping you to turn in those keys and badges for the very last time, swipe that time clock for the very last time, and surrender that medication card, whichever be applicable to you. Let's just begin to move into this new year, this new life, this new perspective of business ownership. There's something to be said about owning your own, being able to control your own time, your own destiny. You have the skills, you have the resources, you've been doing this all of your life, taking care of people, taking care of individuals, taking care of family, going to that nursing home and that rehab facility and managing that whole unit. Documents, paperwork, on down to handling the death of a patient, on down to handling discharge, admissions. Very similar already. Your skill set, managerial skill set, is already in place because you, as a nurse or as a CNA, you've been managing as an LPN, as a physician, as a director. You've already been as a supervisor, managing things, managing a segment of a business. It's 2010. Let us help make your business dream a reality. Check out our website, NBHSLLC.com, or give us a call at 800-214-2611. Have a great day.